Have you ever spoken to or encountered an INFJ? These gifted yet uncommon individuals exhibit tendencies that other people cannot. However, when you develop these behaviors, big and advantageous changes will take place. Here are 10 extraordinary INFJ practices that will transform your life. Number 10. Refraining from wallowing in self-pity. Influential, insignificant individuals, such as INFJs, concentrate on their progress rather than wallow in self-pity. INFJs consider errors and imperfections to be a natural part of life. They are an integral component of their path toward their objective and reason. They will therefore concentrate on their unique and amazing qualities, and use them as advantages rather than feeling awful about being the odd one out or the outsider. They don't mope around moaning about their lot or fixating on how others are bullying them. Instead, they realize that life isn't always fair and easy and take ownership of their part in their own growth and character development. They simply have to play the hand dealt to them. Number 9. Not relinquishing control. Another strong behavior you may pick up from INFJs is their reluctance to let outside factors cloud their judgment or impede their progress. INFJs make their own daily and professional judgments. By being overly concerned with what other people think of them, they don't cede their authority and control to them. They don't let anyone, not even close ones, influence how they feel, particularly when they are certain of their reasoning. When you stop saying things like "my partner makes me feel unloved" or "my friends make me feel bad," you will have developed this INFJ habit. It's when you realize that you have control over your emotions and can decide how to react to other people's treatment. Does this imply that INFJs reject societal expectations? Number 8. Being open to people's different points of view without necessarily agreeing with all of them. Despite their languid and distant demeanor, INFJs are no less attentive than everyone else. They have a strong propensity of speaking out about issues and what they think is correct. They won't back down from standing up for what they believe in. To avoid embarrassing situations, they don't pretend to accept or assent to something when they truly don't. They are able to be aware of everyone's perspectives without necessarily agreeing with them because they recognize the importance of being honest with both oneself and others. When you sincerely want to learn about other people and the material being offered to you without agreeing with it, you can notice how this practice affects you when they actively listen as well. This is how the INFJ's habit affects your interactions with other people and your general quality of life. Number 7. Not being afraid of change. INFJs think that progress only involves good things happening. They won't be able to achieve peak fulfillment and true happiness in life without these beneficial modifications. But along with these changes come challenging adaptations to their daily lives and interpersonal interactions. Despite this, they are aware that these changes are essential for their improvement and advancement. And because they have strong mental faculties, INFJs don't hesitate to change their minds when they believe their earlier convictions to be incorrect. If their previous viewpoints are no longer advantageous to their well-being, they won't be able to resist new opinions. They are motivated to improve themselves because of their capacity to accept constructive change and recognize that it is inevitable. Have you ever experienced change phobia as an INFJ? Number 6. Developing more positive interactions and avoiding unhealthy ones. INFJs and other mentally strong individuals have the deliberate habit of shielding their joyful time and energy from negative influences. This restricts not only individuals but also interactions, memories, and anything that disturbs their tranquility. And if you pick up this practice from them, you'll see how you begin associating with people that share your values and basic views. You'll begin to think that loving oneself first is the key to forming real, lasting connections. This is the time to increase your self-respect by avoiding those who can only supply the bare minimum, are inconsistent, and have their own interests in mind. Number 5. Not being afraid to take chances. INFJs are entertainingly obnoxious. Never content with mediocrity or the status quo, they won't be. Because once they have mastered one activity, they are anxious to learn the next one. After finishing the previous level, they relentlessly chase the following one. INFJs take pleasure in this behavior not out of dissatisfaction, but rather out of a desire to advance or change. The sky is the limit as they continually go up the ladder and pursue innovation. Who knows what the INFJ is capable of? As long as they are conscious, everything is possible. They are the ones that always ask, if not me, then who? Why not, then? Do you also ask these questions to yourself as an INFJ? Number 4. Enforcing boundaries while remaining sympathetic and courteous. INFJs are prone to analyzing how they respond to inappropriate requests and threats from others. They frequently evaluate their motives to see if they are acting grudgingly out of concern for upsetting other people. INFJs have a strong ability to introspect, which makes it easy to tell when they are being cautious with others. And they will swiftly regain control of the situation and maintain their composure if they ever catch themselves doing it. INFJs can be disdainful as well as disruptive in a classy way. They are capable of being considerate, helpful, and kind to others, but they are also not hesitant to confront others when necessary. They're the last to hold back their desires because they're worried about other people's violent responses. To put it simply, you may want to develop this habit, as does everyone else. It may be challenging, but not impossible, to develop the practice of setting boundaries while remaining sensitive to other people's emotions. Number 3. Juggling work and play. The thought that their work is a burden offends INFJs. They aim to avoid feeling overwhelmed and bothered by it by approaching it as a hobby or a sincere commitment. And certainly, the most of them have grown accustomed to doing this over the course of their lives. These dedicated people find satisfaction and thought-provoking stimulation in problem-solving, completing difficult tasks, and brainstorming, because they are enthusiastic about what they do. Being active and enjoying the task is superior to being inactive. And even though they take their responsibilities seriously, the distinction between work and play is blurred by the delight and satisfaction they derive from them. Is your present position suitable for you as an INFJ? Number 2. Lowering their communication level to get understood. INFJs are aware that occasionally they don't have to blend in. The kindest thing to do sometimes is to dumb themselves down so that others will understand them rather than sticking in their own and being challenging. It's not intended to denigrate other people's thinking when the INFJ has a tendency to make themselves less intelligent for the convenience of others. It is merely an effort to make them less complex in order to deal with how the world operates. INFJs won't get offended if someone doesn't share their point of view. They simply have a way of unintentionally making themselves appear less intelligent and more approachable and nice than they formerly were, to avoid bothering their friends or making their family members uncomfortable around them. They typically utilize the simplest language and ask the most basic queries. No matter how far they've gone, they always maintain a humble and grounded demeanor. If you adopt this behavior, your most important relationships will be greatly impacted. Number 1. Savoring self-control. You may experience periods of time in your life when you lack motivation or feel confined. Some people could opt to give up after becoming mired in lethargy for an excessive amount of time. INFJs, on the other hand, who have strong mental fortitude, are disciplined and relish it. They understand that even though things aren't always enjoyable or simple, pushing through and maintaining control under pressure and temptation is the only way to get the results you want. This has a much more favorable impact on their lives than they could have imagined. Why do you think, as an INFJ, you enjoy self-discipline? INFJs might or might not be conscious of these tendencies, but if they feel they are helpful, they won't mind using them daily for practice. Do you exhibit all these tendencies as an INFJ? How do they help your relationships and you?